The wildly popular stories of Bruce Wayne and his many incarnations have been told and retold for over 70 years, quite literally a lifetime's worth of adventures. The best Batman stories talk of things such as power and its use, of strength and virtue, of madness and chaos, of tragedy, and the hope of redemption. However, you'd be hard-pressed to find a Batman tale that asks a very basic question.
Why bats, Master Wayne?
The question seems obvious. In Detective Comics 33, he clearly states that the intent of his animal form is to frighten superstitious and cowardly criminals by becoming something black and terrible. Given his Anglo-American background, it's hard not to see why he would pick the animal. Bats have a long history of terrifying Western cultures, going back to the day of Moses, who listed the bat amongst unclean animals in the Torah. Throughout Western art, devils, demons, dragons, and all denizens of hell are shown sporting the leathery wings of bats, as they were thought to shun light, just as Satan did when he fell from heaven. Bats are seldom omitted from depictions of witches' sabbaths. Even today, during Halloween, Shakespeare's Weird Sisters included the wool of bat in their famous witch's brew, and Goya's etching The Sleep of Reason Produces Monsters shows the artist surrounded by a multitude of nightmares, depicted as a cat, some owls, and great monstrous bats. In heraldry, having a bat on your banner showed an awareness of the powers of darkness and chaos. Pliny of Rome thought that bat's blood contained a powerful aphrodisiac, and when Spanish explorers discovered 3 species of New World bats that fed on blood, Europe was quick to associate the bat with folk legends of vampires, a connection which has stayed to this day. South Americans also feared the bat. The Maya considered it a symbol of death. In the Popol Vuh, the hero twins Hunahpu and Xbalanque are forced into a series of tests by the lords of Xibalba. They pass them all until they enter Zotzi-Ha, the House of the Bat, where the monstrous bat Camazotz snatches Hunahpu's head from his shoulders. The Maya thought the bat to be a great underworld god, along with the jaguar and the crocodile. The Tupi people of Brazil took it further. They believed that before the world's end, a giant bat would swallow the sun. It's unsurprising that both Americans and Europeans would associate the bat with the underworld. They are, after all, cave dwellers. But in China, bats are not feared. The cave dwellers are not shunned, since in Taoism, caves are not portals to hell, but a space for meditation and a tunnel into the mountain. Taoism, and Chinese culture in general, is full of sacred mountains. The Chinese consider the bat a symbol of luck, since Fu, meaning bat, sounds like the Chinese word for luck. 5 bats in a circle represent the 5 fortunes: health, wealth, longevity, love, and virtue. The symbol at the center stands for longevity. They are, as Wayne himself has said, great survivors. Bats are also considered wise. It is said that the grand weight of a bat's brain is what forces it to roost upside down. Tangentially, in the Western Tarot, the Hanged Man card represents a period of contemplation and the discovery of a new way of thinking, a symbol of meditation and knowledge. The bat as an object of meditation appears again in some North American cultures, which spread into modern New Age thought. As the only flying animal to suckle its young, it is sometimes shown as a devoted caregiver, and its ability to navigate without light serves as a perfect guide through the darkness. Why, then, is the bat loathed in our culture? It's a relatively harmless animal. Old wives' tales about bats getting caught in one's hair are just that. And even the bloodsuckers prefer to lap with the blood of animals' feet, rather than the seductive, erotically tinged neck-biting of modern vampires, a holdover from the erotic properties that Pliny saw in the bat. The most likely reason for fear of the bat is its very nature. Is it a flying mouse, or a toothed bird? The bat is a study in opposites, a liminal figure, a hybrid between worlds. It has the flight of a bird, but the teeth, fur, and milk of a beast. Proverbially blind as a bat, but possessing an unmatched ability to see in total darkness. It has the ability to reach the heavens, yet it shuns light. A bat flies, but not to the light of virtue, and so instead it watches in darkness, envious of those who can enter the light. In this respect, a man with a bat as his totem is a man in spiritual limbo. After his traumatizing childhood event, Bruce Wayne may have been right to take the bat as his spiritual guide. It's brought him good fortune and shown him through the darkness. But the bat as a totem is a symbolic dead end. You can see it in the comics. Every story must end with Bruce Wayne as Batman. Frank Miller put him in retirement, only to bring him out again. Grant Morrison had him killed by a deity, only to have him reborn in the past, finding himself reincarnated again and again, always in black, always the Bat. Neil Gaiman may have put it best with his story Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader, in which Bruce Wayne is forced to watch his own funerals, death after violent, heroic death, only to find that his eternal reward is to be Batman once again, always nearing the light, never entering. Bruce has left the earthly plane, but he isn't able to reach a higher one. The Bat is keeping the man in check. And so it might behoove Bruce Wayne to think about where he stands. Abandon the Bat, or perish.